Hey guys, it's Saru, and I'm excited to talk about Lilith Keep, one of the level 65 dungeons for TERA. Keep in mind, this is a mechanic guide, and it's for you players to learn how to avoid from getting killed and forcing me to res you over and over again. So Pelt is the first boss, and he has 3 mechanics to look for. First of all, you need to check the text on the screen, as it is an indication for most things. The most important thing is to stay out of the red, please, for the love of God. When Pelt targets someone, you want to make sure you get to the edge of the arena, or you will get killed. Touching the fire will turn you into a bomb and it will get you killed. Here's an example of what he does when he targets someone such as myself. So as you can see, he's targeted me, and I'm going to go ahead and leave to the edge, and then I'm going to die just for this video purpose, and you can see that one of the players tried to touch it and turned into the bomb. So as you get closer into the dungeon itself, you can see that there's going to be a little fire and it's closing in the dungeon itself. All you want to do is kind of avoid some of these attacks and all that stuff. A good strategy that I do as a priest is if I'm targeted, I use Kaya's shield and go into the fire when he targets me, or if someone else targeted and you have a priest, use Kaya's shield on them and they can just run into the fire for a little bit. Have Pelt uses AoE in the fire, and that way you don't have the fire in the middle, because if you have the fire in the middle, it's just going to be hectic. And I have played some games where there's fire around the entire arena and everyone's turning into a bomb and dying, and somehow we end up just wiping. So the last mechanic that he does is essentially he summons these little spirit demons, fire things, and what you want to do is to gather all of them together at the same time. And when you do gather them all at the same time, just kill them as fast as possible, because they do hurt, and they will hurt the priest. They will kill him as fast as possible. We are pretty squishy after all. After that, it's pretty much just the same thing over and over and over again. Alright, so the next boss we're going to talk about is the Candelabra. He does a couple mechanics, and it's not too shabby. You just want to make sure you're looking at the numbers. One of the main things that you want to make sure is that if you get a red circle underneath you, you all have to group together to create one big giant wax circle thing. If you're just waxing it around the entire room, this is basically how it's going to look like, and it's just going to make it very hard for the rest of the party, because if they walk on it, they start losing a little bit of health and they slow down, so they're not going to be as effective for DPS. You want to make sure that you do cleanse that if you're a priest, or you get your priest to cleanse it. Or alternatively, you can put it on the edge. That's what some people do, but the best way and the most effective way is to just get all together and do that. So when it gets to 100%, he's going to stun the entire room basically. So what you want to do is to make sure you're near the priest or near the mystic. Some of the priests and mystic will go ahead and actually be outside of the circle, so he can cleanse himself and kind of cleanse the people inside out. The way I do it is that I go inside with everybody, so I can just cleanse them all at once and we can all just run outside. The tank can usually just take the debuff and then just get healed, because the debuff just go away after just a few seconds, so it's totally fine anyways. Alright, so the last boss is Lilith herself, so you want to make sure that you pay attention to the text on the screen, because they do mean different mechanics. You also want to make sure that you don't stand too close to her sometimes, because she will whip you around. So here are some of the cues that she does do that will probably help you in the game. If she says she's doing a huge attack, she's going to push everyone back, and you kind of want to run as fast as possible to the middle. You're going to get to the save zone and basically not get hit by the rest. The other mechanics is that she's just going to spawn these random red circles, and you just want to get out of them. She's going to also say there's something big and beautiful. There's going to be these big purple balls. You want to stay away from them, don't get hurt, and pay attention to the ground, because you want to stay in the safe zone. They will blow up and you will die. Third mechanic is that she's going to fly up, and you're going to pay attention to the ground and just stay in the safe zone. That's basically the mechanics of this entire dungeon, is just stay in the safe zone. Sometimes she's going to target you. You're going to have a purple ring underneath you. You can iframe it, just make sure you get out of it, because it does have residual damage, so get out of it. The rest is just basically dodging and making sure that you don't get hit. When it says that Lilith is acting suspicious, you want to use your iframe backwards, so you make sure you get into the circle so you don't get stunned like the rest of the people here, and you want to go ahead and damage her as much as possible to break her shield. If you don't break her shield, she's going to get more powerful, and essentially her damage will be way worse. So that's pretty much just it. It's the same thing over and over again. So I hope this guide helped you guys, and if you have any questions about the dungeon itself, just put it in the comments below and I will try to help you as best as I can. And I do have a favor to ask of you guys, is that you go into a queue and you do not know the dungeon, make sure you tell people, because they will kick you. I will kick you. If you do not tell me that you do not know the dungeon, I will probably kick you, because I want to know that you will communicate with me and I can teach you. I have no problem teaching you, just make sure that you let people know. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and all that stuff, and as always, till next time friends.